Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Got my, it's time. It's time for the show, man. It's time, man. I bring the heat. Uh, so yeah. Everybody wants to know. It said, Kenny, what's your opinion of the Capitol building being overtaken? And I will say this: that I definitely don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit. I think that watching that video, uh, it really struck a chord with me, um, as far as like, and think people can take things to the extreme. You got all these kind of extreme groups and everything, and I really feel like their rights are being taken away from us. I really feel like that. I feel like they're kind of be stripped, and I feel like if Joe Biden gets in there, our rights are going to get stripped away. Some of them, you're going to start seeing some of that, but like, you know, at the same time, like Trump said, we are a nation of law and order. So if we're a nation of law and order, that's not the way to go. You know, I know some guy went in there in Nancy Pelosi's office and you know basically uh, kicked his feet up, on the desk and took a picture, took a selfie. You know, and I think that's bullshit. You know, I made us all look bad. I made us all Trump supporters look bad. I don't support that shit in any way. And I don't support this idea that Trump said that to storm basically to storm the Capitol building. He never said that. He was basically talking about, you know, um, he's basically talking about, just like basically, protesting, peacefully protesting, which is everyone's right. If Black Lives Matter wants to protest, they got a right to protest. If the Trump supporters got to protest, they got a right to protest. But you don't have the right to. The only thing that I don't like about protesting is you don't have the right to infringe your rights on someone else. Meaning that when the Black Lives Matter people did it and Antifa did it, they were burning down buildings, And I remember seeing a video of this one lady, she had a business, I guess she just was starting out and, you know, they burned her business up, man. And I don't think that's right. You can't sit here and tell me that, Black Lives Matter and then you turn around and burn somebody's fucking business down. To me that's not right and I get attacked a lot for saying that, but and I'm just telling the damn truth. It's not that I don't feel like Black lives don't matter. I feel like that's not the way to do it. You know, you're not fighting injustice by going out and infringing on the rights of others. Everybody has the right to have their business. And you just come in there and somebody's worked hard, worked their ass off, and you just come in and burn it down. Well, they got insurance. Yeah, they got insurance, but like, sometimes insurance doesn't cover everything, and they're just starting out. And plus, it's a fucking pandemic. So, does that really make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter what the reason is, you know. I understand these things are happening around the country. Really, race relations are doing pretty bad, but I don't think there's any reason for you to go and a person that has absolutely nothing to do with the situation go and burn their fucking business down. That's ridiculous. Just like I don't believe that these Trump supporters should have gotten in there and stormed into the Capitol building like a bunch of jackasses and took over Nancy Pelosi's desk and put your feet up and stuff like that. I just think it's sickening to see that they're trying to blame Trump for this. I don't believe that he had anything to do with it. Um, But yeah, so that's my whole beginning of the video. What I wanted to talk about with that. The other thing I want to talk about is, I was doing my little male uh series. I did strong men, and I think I did like dating and last time, you know, uh issues with men and dating and not being strong enough. Well, today I want to talk about this bullshit idea of toxic masculinity. What the hell is that? So I was on like Facebook or YouTube, you're at home, you're just kind of surfing the web there. And I come across this shit called toxic masculinity. I'm like, what the? Hell is this shit? So I did my research. And like what most of the stuff the liberals have, you know, all these goddamn terms and labels and shit. And to me, when I hear toxic masculinity, I hear an attack on masculinity, really, because I don't hear like, what about just like maybe like, like toxic behavior, you know? Can we just have that? Can we have like toxic? Why does it have to be toxic masculinity? I don't hear about toxic femininity, which I'm going to get to in a second. But I'll hear about is toxic masculinity, which I don't understand what that is. I understand what it is, but I don't understand why that has to be a label. So I click on one video, and some ladies up there, I think I posted on my timeline, and she's like, Batman. She was like using the Batman, like, it's kind of like Batman, he was a vigilante, and he went out and he used his masculine, he showed his overpowering domineering over women, and, if you're aggressive, that's a toxic masculinity. If you're kind of like, chauvinistic or whatever, you know, that's bullshit. It really is. As guys, we have created so many things in the world. Women have too. Women have contributed things. Like, for instance, okay, if you ever watched that movie, damn, I can see that lady. And boy, she's a, oh my goodness, man, I'd love me some of that. I forgot her name though, man. Shit. What's that one movie with the ladies, the scientists, and she worked for NASA, and she was a black woman, and she was a scientist. She did a lot of like research and stuff like that. She was a woman, and she was a pioneer. You know, um, so yeah, man. I watched Hidden Figures. That's what. Damn, it just came to me. I think it's the beer. Hidden Figures. I watched that one time, man. I thought that was a pretty good movie, and the stuff that she had to go through, as a woman, as a black woman. I think she had to use a bathroom. All that she had to use which is really just, oh my gosh, it really broke my heart, man, because she had to use the bathroom all the way on the other side of the thing. And it was like a big scene. Well, anyway, I don't want to give away the movie. It was a good movie. I liked it. Very good acting in it. I think like Kevin Costner was in it or somebody. But anyway, getting off topic again. So, Hidden Figures is a good movie. So, a lot of women have contributed to the world. You see in the Bible, a lot of women contributed stuff. So it's not just men, but men, we have our place in society. And a lot of cultures, there's sort of a rite of passage. A lot of tribes and things like that have like a rite of passage to manhood because we're strong. We have to be strong. And as a woman, you want your man to be strong because you want to feel like you're being protected. We're the hunters and the gatherers, and men love to fight, and in combat and, stuff like that. So men are needed in society. Aggressiveness is needed in society. But sometimes things can go too south, Sometimes guys can be abusive. But you know what? Sometimes girls can be abusive, even though they might not physically abuse. They can physically abuse guys. I don't know. I don't want to say, hey, I'm being physically abused by a woman, but like, you know, they can too. They can abuse them, financially, or um, when they take them to court, take the guy to court and they take all his stuff, and he made all the money and stuff like that, stuff like that. But toxic masculinity is just another attack on guys. It's another attack on the men. Uh, and if you say anything, like, a lot of times women will, who have a problem with it, if you say something, they're going to start attacking your manhood. Well, you don't get a lot of girls, or well, whatever. Whatever, lady. Is that all you got? I mean, so, like, I don't know, like, bullying is supposedly example of toxic masculinity, but is it just guys that bully? Because I've seen girls that bully, you know? So that's just the bullshit. Another issue that I see that, you know, that's a label. Labeling, a lot of label. Like the left likes to label a lot of stuff. They group everybody together, you know, which I don't agree with. So they're supposed to be fighting for social justice, all this stuff, but they're always like labeling. So if you're a guy, you can't be nowadays. If you're a guy, you see a girl, and I'm visual, so you know if I see a girl, I'm like, hey, what's up? Now, guys, I don't know what they're supposed to be an idea for guys. Like, they're supposed to be like, hi, young lady, I really admire you and respect you, what you want to, but I don't know what you're supposed to be like other than, you know, other than what I know how I am. You're supposed to suppress that, you know. I mean, you want to be respectful. I get that. I see like some video, like some woman walking down the street, and she's got like 50 guys hitting on her, and they're all like, "Hey, girl, look at that ass," or whatever. That's kind of not right. I'm not, you know. Some women are okay with that. Some women are not. You kind of know when it's okay or not. But the thing is, though, that you just can't put a sex to bad behavior. Like, you just can't put, that's like saying, I don't know, somebody's race and saying that's their behavior, To me, that doesn't make any sense to me. They got this other shit. I don't know if that's underneath the toxic masculinity stuff, but it's called mansplaining. And it's when you're supposed to explain something to a woman, you know, I guess because you're being condescending. And then again, this could be a greater topic with how men are viewed now, because when you watch like Family Guy, you watch The Simpsons, you watch Al Bundy, Married with Children, the guys are always idiots. The girls are just always super intelligent and everything like that. I think like we shouldn't live our lives by movies, but art sometimes always reflects life. And so when almost every single sitcom has like, the guy being an idiot. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's just so we can be idiots too, but like, again, like I said, man, being a guy now, it's it's almost like you got to walk on eggshells, which I don't do, um, unless I'm in an appropriate setting. You got to be smart, but for right here, I'm just gonna say how I feel. You know, yeah. So it's always like kind of like I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy, man. It really is. It's kind of like nuts. So there we go. There's my take on toxic masculinity. I think it's bullshit. I think